there, this is Statlander, and welcome to Wrestling Time Post Show. It is Wednesday, September 6, 2023, and tonight I'll be talking about AEW Dynamite. So tonight's Dynamite was a fallout from All Out, and we've got quite a few things to talk about. So let's kick things off with this MJF promo, because I actually really like this promo, and I definitely like, let's see, Chit Chat Gaming and Collecting Joe. Yeah, exactly. Really love the confrontation between Samoa Joe and MJF. So, MJF is coming out, he talks about how the Grand Slam tournament, he talks about how the people are going to find out that they're not in the level of the devil, and that he wanted to address someone in particular who needed to be taught a lesson. And of course, he was talking about Samoa Joe, who actually comes out and interrupts MJF. Now, Samoa Joe gets under MJF's skin by calling him kid. He does it 2 times, and MJF warns him not to call him a kid. Love this promo between MJF and Joe. Same here. I think it was one of my favorite parts of tonight's Dynamite. So, MJF starts telling this story about how when he was 19, he tried out for the WWE and got pulled aside by William Regal. Then he mentions how he knocked out William Regal and sent him packing back to NXT where he belonged. And if Joe plays his cards right, he'll be next. I was like, damn. Now, if you guys remember, way back when Samoa Joe was in NXT, they did the spot where he pushed a security guard, and that security guard ended up being MJF. Promo stood out than anything else on the show. It definitely did stand out a lot. And then, MJF did it similarly 3 years ago when during his whole MJF 2020 campaign, he also pushed a random person. So he warned Samoa Joe to stay out of his way, otherwise he will kill him. And Samoa Joe, basically says that MJF made his point, and that he didn't think MJF was a kid. He thought he was a little bitch. And MJF tries to provoke him, it doesn't work. And so as MJF is leaving Joe, Samoa Joe uses the ropes, and he says he's going to enter the Grand Slam tournament and win. And MJF gives Samoa Joe a low blow, and he rips the title off of MJF, and then Adam Cole, baby, because he's gonna help his bro Chacho out. Comes out to aid MJF. He's just checking on MJF. Samoa Joe left, then came back, called MJF a bitch. The Kingdom and Roderick Strong come out, and MJF, Adam Cole's he's not okay, referring to MJF, and Roderick Strong confronts Adam Cole. So this was a really good promo, really good segment. Absolutely loved this. I really like the fact that they mentioned the WWE tryout, they mentioned William Regal, they mentioned NXT. Actually, I forgot to mention it, but I really like the fact that Samoa Joe alludes to the fact that the last time he had anything to do with ice cream, when he was the biggest star on the company's network, referring to NXT and when NXT was on the WWE network. So this was really, really good, and I'm actually looking forward to a rivalry between Samoa Joe and MJF. If you guys remember, this started at All Out when Samoa Joe, he nudged MJF, and MJF kind of nudged, actually not at All Out, at All Out, and he kind of nudged him, and MJF went back in there. So good stuff, and I cannot wait to see what happens with that. But something else we need to talk about here is this Hangman Adam Page in-ring interview. So Hangman Adam Page is talking about the Battle Royal and about he got that phone call and how he gave the money to the Chicago Education Public Fund because he used to be a high school teacher in Virginia. He talks about how teachers are underfunded, underappreciated, underpaid, and that he's looking forward to that to the new year, as there's only a few months left in 2023. And you know who interrupts him? Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana. If you ask me, this whole promo with Hangman and Swerve Strickland, that was another good thing on tonight's show. Some of the things that stick out were how Swerve Strickland brings up the fact that Hangman's doing charity now, about how he's doing charity on the pre-show and during 0 hour instead of being on the main card competing for titles. He brings up the fact that Hangman was a cornerstone of AEW when it first started. And he talks about how potentially maybe Hangman has lost his spot. He doesn't have new gear or new merchandise in over a year. Doesn't have single matches or promos on Dynamite anymore. All good points. Swerve Strickland also talks about how Hangman took a backseat to the Elite, and he's had opportunity after opportunity handed to him. And Swerve Strickland says if he had gotten Hangman's opportunities, he'd be the first Black AEW World Champion. And he would want Hangman to move out of the way to take his spot. It tells Hangman to show all these people what cowboy shit truly is all about, that he should fight him for his spot, and he has zero regard for empathy of life. Swerve Strickland tells Hangman that he's coming for that spot, and since Hangman acts like he doesn't want it. And, Hangman doesn't like this. He says he's done with this shit, so he leaves. And then Swerve Strickland mentions Hangman's wife and kids, saying how they should be ashamed that Hangman's walking away from responsibilities. And so he goes after. Not to mention, Hangman gets the recycle treatment on his action figures these days, too. Really, I haven't noticed that. And so, of course, Brian Cage attacks Hangman Adam Page, and he's just, laid out. So this was also really good. And I'm really looking forward to this. He brought up a lot of good points. Hangman has taken a backseat to the Elite. He was competing on Zero. I was pretty surprised to see him on that Battle Royal, because I was not expecting him to be in there. And, he competed at Allin, but it was in a tag match, in a trios match, I should say. I think we might see Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Page have a match at Grand Slam. I think so too. So, dang, this is going to be good. It really is, and I'm really looking forward to it. I hope it's a decent, lengthy feud and not just a one match and we're done type of thing. After all of that, this needs to go past Grand Slam. But this was a really good promo. I think I don't know, you know what? As much as MJF and Samoa Joe, I think I like this a little bit better. I mean, Swerve Strickland just threw it all at Hangman. He didn't hold back. So, Dynamite tonight kicked off with Orange Cassidy, yet the fact he's not AEW International Champion and he's still opening the show. He basically came out and cut a promo, basically saying that championship or no championship, he will be there every single week because he's freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. He does not have a catchphrase. And as John Moxley's coming out, Orange Cassidy just he's just standing. Let me see. This the last one they put out, the exclusive for All Out, is basically the same as the Series 5 figures, but with the new shirt. Really, I saw that release. I got the email about that figure. I was gonna buy it, but I'm still gonna buy it, but I didn't know it was the same one as the Series figure 5, so I have to check it out. I didn't get why Orange Cassidy's still opening the show, right? I don't know why he opened the show when he's not champion. So this leads into the AEW International title match, Jon Moxley versus AR Fox, which was a good match. Really surprised Jon Moxley did not bleed during this match. But it's no surprise Jon Moxley won this. I mean, come on now. He just won the title. There was no way he was going to lose. Darby Allin, comes in at the end of the match and he congratulates AR Fox, raises his hand. He bled in spirit. Oh. So, the funny thing is, you guys remember, Darby Allin accepted AR Fox's apology, but Nick Wayne did not. So, they show Nick Wayne on the Titantron, and he's approached by Brian Cage and Luchasaurus. And Christian Cage, he's approached by Christian Cage and Luchasaurus. I think I said Brian Cage. So many Cages and Ages and Pages. It's easy to get confused. So he's approached by Christian Cage and Luchasaurus, to which Christian Cage apologizes to him, saying that his father's way worse. And the funny thing that I thought was Christian Cage tells Nick Wayne that if he wants a true mentor, maybe he should be looking at a real champion. And the funny thing is, Christian Cage isn't even TNT champion, and he's carrying that belt like it's his, when the real champion is Luchasaurus here. And then to top it off, Christian Cage tells Nick Wayne to say hi to his mom. I believe in Mox bleeding more than I really? Okay, I'm not even going to finish that. You know how you feel about that. You're going to believe in Joe Henry one of these days, okay? So we get an open challenge for the TBS Championship matches. Emi Sakura versus Kris Statlander, who is still rocking her Derek Zoolander gear. If you have not seen Zoolander, I highly suggest you watched it. Like, I don't know, I missed it. I missed it. I don't know if Nick Wayne versus Christian Cage is coming. Yeah, definitely. I say that's what that's leading to. I missed it. I don't know if she did the blue steel pose again, but if she did, like how she did it all out, I definitely would have popped for that. Who is Joe Henry? You don't watch Impact Wrestling, so you don't know who Joe Henry is, but he's actually a really cool wrestler. You should look him up. He does a lot of diss tracks of his opponents. Someone you should believe in. Exactly. So Kris Statlander's second match in AEW was against Emi Sakura. I actually really liked this match. I thought it was a good match, and it's good that we're seeing more of Emi Sakura. You know, we need to see more women instead of the same ones. You know, they have. Let me see. Hey, that. Oh, not even gonna read that. I think we should see more women. Like, where's Rihu? Where's Red Velvet? Layla Gray? Where the hell's Serena Deeb? Oh, and Kira Hogan. Like, where is she? So, I really enjoyed that match. But Kris Statlander needs a storyline instead of just doing these open challenges. Say hi to your mom for me is a Biff Tannen quote from Back to the Future. Okay, I have never seen Back to the Future. I know, and I just bought up Zoolander, but I haven't seen Back to the Future. I think I know Biff Tannen, and he's the bad guy, right? In Back to the Future. We get like a Roger. Let me see. Yeah, Deanna Prazo is amazing. We had a Roderick Strong promo in which like he's talking about his parents and their issues and like how he had to take care of himself, but he talks about how Adam Cole already knew all of this and that he grew up alone and will win this tournament alone. And of course, he's sitting with Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, who are the Kingdom. He's like, what? You never seen Back to the Future? Watch it ASAP. It's my favorite film. Okay, yeah, I haven't seen Back to the Future. Although I've been on the Universal tram ride when they set from Back to the Future. Biff is a bad guy heel of the whole series. Oh, okay. So he's a heel. He's a bad guy. Like I said, I haven't seen it. So, but I think I've heard of him. We get the Les Sex Gods, Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho versus Aussie Open. And of course, Don Callis is on commentary. Now, this was a really good match. I thought this was going to be like a quick little match, but no, it was actually a really good match. Like, I really like the double team, that they did on Kyle Fletcher, the delayed vertical suplex. I thought that was a really good spot. Another spot that I liked was when the Sex Gods did their usual pose in the middle. I wish that ride was around still because I never rode it. It is around. If you go to Universal Studios, well, I don't know if they have it in Orlando, but here they have the little tram, which you could think. I think you should. I think you will watch Buntai watch Zoolander. Yeah, probably. So, another spot that I liked was that Spanish Fly that Sammy Guevara did to Mark Davis, as well as the brain buster that Kyle Fletcher did to Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho wins it for his team with the Judas effect to Kyle Fletcher. But at the end, like Sammy Guevara is the one that shoves Chris Jericho, then both men shove each other, security come out and separate them, and Sammy leaves to the crowd. So maybe we're getting a Sammy Guevara heel turn instead of the typical Chris Jericho heel turn heel. That would be an interesting take, I think. I feel like this is going to lead to Chris Jericho versus Sammy Guevara at some point. We get like this Ricky Starks video promo thing, and honestly, he cuts really good promo. Absolutely love the promo. And it's like Ricky Starks has been an absolute fire cutting these promos. Like, if you guys haven't watched Collision, he's cut some really great promos on Collision. I think some of the things Guevara to heel turn. Yeah, he did. Some of the things that he mentioned in this promo that stand out to me is when he says, "Don't give me a piece of bread and say that I've been fed. I want a full course meal. Don't want to keep pouring my heart out because eventually it will be empty. And when I leave, that's it. I don't want to hear anybody knocking on my door asking me to come back. I'll be leaving and mean it. I am absolute Ricky Starks, and I will keep saying that until I die. Those lines, if you ask me, were some of the best lines in this whole promo. But this was fantastic. Like, Ricky Starks is killing it. And absolutely love the fact that, and I mentioned this during my All Out review, absolutely love the fact that he did not tap out. He passed out. And he actually brings that up, how he says that tonight Brian did not tap him out. And there isn't a man in the business that can tap him out. Starks delivered a great promo. Starks is just amazing. Yeah, exactly. That strap match was fantastic. So we get a Don Callis backstage interview, and he's got like this painting, has a cover over it. We don't see who it is, but he says that they beat Omega not once but twice in 7 days, and they're going to have a celebration next week and will announce their next target. So as you know, weddings, celebrations, and contract signings in wrestling never end well, and I have a feeling this celebration that they're going to do next week is not going to end well either. And I'm just kind of trying to think, like, who's going to be their next target? They went after Omega. They went after Jericho. Trying to think, like, who would potentially be their next target. Any guesses as to who could be Don Callis' and Konosuke Takeshita's next target? Let me know in the live chat or in the comments. We get the first Grand Slam World Title Eliminator Tournament quarterfinals. It is Roderick Strong versus Trent Beretta. Maybe Takeshita will next target probably Ibushi. Ooh, that's a good choice. Ibushi. So one of the things that I found so hilarious about this is the fact that Roderick Strong still came out rocking that neck brace. His graphics now have that neck brace. And before this match started, he took that neck brace off and then put it back on at the end. That was like so hilarious. Like, you know, throughout this match, like, Trent Beretta did target Roderick Strong's neck. So that could be a reason why he had to put the neck brace back on. But it's to no one's surprise here. Roderick Strong is victorious here, and he moves on. Actually, let me see. I think I have the bracket here. Yes. So here's the bracket. You know, later in the night, which was actually the main event, we get Darby Allin, Nick Wayne versus the winner of that versus Roderick Strong. And then we get Penta Aceto Medio versus Jay White and Samoa Joe and Jeff Hardy. So that's the bracket as of right now, and I'll talk more about it when I get to the main event. So we get a quick little Toni Storm backstage interview, and when she, like, I'm really liking this new character that she's playing. Like, at first, I was like, okay, but I actually really dig it. Penta and Samoa Joe will win on Friday. I think so too. She acts like she doesn't know what she did at All Out, and they mentioned a 4-way next week to see who faces her at Grand Slam. And she ends up saying chin up, tits out, and watch out for the shoe. She throws a shoe. Reminds me of Austin Powers, where he's like, honestly, who throws a shoe? But here is the 4-way. Honestly, I feel like this is going to be really predictable. I think Toni Storm is winning this because you're going to have Toni Storm versus Saraya and officially kick her out of the Outcast. So I there's nothing more to this. It's really predictable. I think Toni Storm is going to win. If she doesn't, I'd be really surprised. Who do you think is going to win that 4-way match, though? So the main event ends up being the Grand Slam World Title Eliminator Tournament quarterfinals. Darby Allin versus Nick Wayne. According to commentary, this is the first time ever match. Never seen Austin Powers films as well. Really? Never seen Austin Powers? Do you not like Mike Myers? Toni Storm is winning it. Yeah, she definitely is. I think the one spot in this match that made me go gasp was when Darby Allin did this tope suicida and he just crashed and burned. Like, totally, just missed. And or Nick Wayne doing the suplex and a fisherman's buster to Darby Allin. That was pretty cool. You know, Christian Cage comes on. He does commentary during this match. And Roderick Strong and the Kingdom are watching this match backstage because the winner of this match will face him. Darby Allin is victorious after he hits the code red to Nick Wayne. So again, to go back to this tournament bracket, so yeah, Roderick Strong versus Darby Allin. I think Roderick Strong is obviously winning his match. Penta Estero Miedo and Jay Lethal. That one might be a little hard to call. I think Penta might win, but I could see Jay Lethal winning, but due to some shenanigans. As far as Samoa Joe and Jeff Hardy, obviously Samoa Joe is going to win, and I honestly think Samoa Joe and Roderick Strong are gonna be in the finals. What do you guys think? Who do you guys think is gonna make the finals here from all of these? And they can go either way. If they want to do Roderick Strong and MJF, they'll do that. But I honestly think they're gonna do MJF and Samoa Joe at Grand Slam. I think that's the bigger match for a Grand Slam. I think they're gonna hold off on Roderick Strong and MJF. I mean, mind you, Samoa Joe is the reason Roderick Strong is wearing that freaking neck brace in the first place. I like Mike Myers, only seen both Wayne's World's films and the first two Shrek films. I have not seen Wayne's World. I think I might have seen it. I just don't remember. And Shrek, yeah, I've seen Shrek. Who hasn't seen Shrek? So that's it for tonight's review. Honestly, like, I did like some parts of tonight's Dynamite. Like, I really liked the Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland stuff. I like the Samoa Joe MJF stuff. 5 out of 10. Okay, my review's up on my channel. Okay, cool. I'll check it out. But I feel like some of this was like predictable. Like Roderick Strong winning, I could have told you that. You know, that Ricky Starks promo was fire. The Sex Gods, I was not expecting the whole Sammy Guevara heel tease. I feel like MJF versus Roderick Strong should be on Grand Slam. Okay, they could. I feel like they could go either way with Grand Slam. It could go MJF versus Strong or MJF Samoa Joe. I mean, if you're gonna do MJF Strong at Grand Slam, then you're gonna have to do MJF Samoa Joe probably at Wrestle Dream or at Full Gear. Hoping Full Gear. You know, I'm gonna be there live with Full Gear. Safe Joe versus MJF for Wrestle Dream, the pay-per-view. I think MJF and Strong will be on Grand Slam. Cassidy, I will be there too to see if it happens. Okay, so we're getting again. I guess it can go either way. And if Roderick Strong beats Samoa Joe, it's definitely going to be by some shenanigans here. You know, he probably will be accompanied to the ring by Mike Bennett and Matt Taven. So maybe they get involved and help him win this. Because I don't think he's getting past Samoa Joe. He couldn't get past Samoa Joe the first time. I don't see him getting past Samoa Joe this time. Unless it's some crazy shenanigans going on here. Okay, so really like the TBS championship match. I like the international match, but aside from that, like, actually I really like the new storylines that we're getting here. But I just feel like it wasn't as strong as Dynamite usually is. I will say this, I did like it better than I did Monday Night Raw. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this Dynamite a 7 out of 10. Just because I did like some of the stuff and I do appreciate the new storyline. Some stuff did fall a little flat. As much as I like the Emi Sakura versus Kris Statlander's match, I feel like Kris Statlander needs storylines aside from just doing open challenges. I think more people would be willing to pay for the pay-per-view if it's Mox and Joe. I don't know about people shelling out another 50 so quickly for Roddy Max. Just my 2 cents. Grand Slam is not... Oh, well, if you're talking about on Wrestle Dream, okay. Samoa Joe and Mox. Well, it would be interesting to see how we get there and what they do. But I just want to, fast forward and get to Full Gear because I'm going to go to Full Gear. So, but with that being said, you guys, thank you guys all so much for watching and for the continued support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live or release a new video. And as far as Friday is concerned, I will not be covering AEW Rampage or Friday Night SmackDown because I'll be covering Impact's Victory Road instead. And so, if you like Impact, make sure you check that out. And I will see you guys Friday after Victory Road. Bye!